welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and happy summer, happy Thursday to you. It is July 17th, in the middle of summer. I know down south, you're getting ready to go back. Already next week, we're having welcome backs, but here in the Northeast, here in Manalapan, New Jersey, Dr. Seery, we are in the heart of the summer, so happy summer, everyone. A shout out to my Port Jervis school community. Things were, had a great end of the year there. So shout out to all my people in Port Jervis. Thank you for tuning in. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, wherever you are taking in your podcast. Thank you. A positive review, a word of mouth recommendation, all of those things help. So we would appreciate that. And we are going to meet Dr. Rebecca Seery from Manalapan, New Jersey. And I've been practicing this, Wemrock Brook Elementary School. That's a mouthful there. But she's the principal, 7 years, going on 8. She's been in the district there, Manalapan-Englishtown, for 22 years. So we will meet Dr. Seery in just a moment. First, a quick word from IXL.
I'd like to thank IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classroom every day. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K through 12. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, thousands of instructional resources, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards and the textbooks. Built-in engagement tools like custom competitions make learning fun for students. And IXL's diagnostic is research proven to be a strong predictor of performance on standardized assessments. And the best part, everything I just mentioned is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your EdTech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead your students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes. And again, appreciate IXL sponsoring today's podcast.
All right, friends. Again, happy summer. The opening concept is creative excitement. I'll say it again. Creative excitement. In Port Jervis today, we had our administrative training, our administrative retreat, and that was one of the topics by the presenter. He was fantastic. Shout out to Gary McGooey, and chasing that creative excitement. What excites you? And which comes first, the creativity or the excitement, right? When you're creative, you can get excited about that topic. And or if you aren't excited about it, you get going with the creativity. So both of them help each other. So as an educator, whether it's a book you read this summer, whether it's an experience you have, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're going somewhere, maybe you go to an awesome restaurant like our friend Rebecca likes to go to, and you learn something about the manager, whatever that is, you can get excited about it, and you can be creative in which the way you put it into your own life, the way in which you share it with your staff, or the way you absorb that and kind of then roll with it in your work, in your personal life. So find something that you're excited about, and then look, how could you be creative with it? Or get going with your creativity, and what could you get excited about? All right, let's begin. Let's welcome in our guest from the Jersey Shore, from Manalapan. Dr. Seery, welcome to Education, Leadership, Beyond. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, hi, Rebecca. Thank you for coming on. This was, 6-7 months ago we connected, and here you are. So how is your summer?
My summer is good. We are, like you said, in the heart of it. So right in the middle of summer, trying to enjoy the beach, the Jersey Shore, while also prepping for the 25-26 school year. So we're having a good time. Nice, relaxed vibe.
Yeah. Do you do something this summer where you only work 4 days, or do you try to take off a day a week, or do you do the week off? How do you manage your days?
I do a week off. I'm kind of bad about taking my vacation days, even though they sit in my bank, but I try to take lunch, which is a bonus, but I do take a week off. We're going away the end of this month. So
from the end of June, you haven't been off yet. You've been back at school every day.
We had off July 4th, so I was off that day, but I've been in every other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Aren't you tired from the end of the year?
I just feel like it's such a different vibe over the summer, and like you get all these different creative, like you said, creative excitement. You get things going and you're like, oh, I want to work on this, or I want to turn this over. And then it's time to collaborate with my colleagues and sit down and have an uninterrupted time to like brainstorm ideas for next year. So seize the moment.
Yeah. Rebecca, the school is Wemrock Brook Elementary School. You're going into your 8th year as principal. So who's your staff there in the summer? Do you have an assistant principal with you? Who's with you at a small elementary?
Not in the summer. So our assistant principals are 11 months. They don't work over the summer. So I have my secretaries, my custodial crew. We're actually hosting ESY, the extended school year program. So I do have lots of little kiddies there each day. They come with the supervisors of special ed are there with them. So I get to pick their brain a little bit because they're there by default. I'm like, hey, let's talk about this. So we have lots of little feet in the building. It keeps it entertaining for sure. But it's a small crew over the summer.
Yeah. So what's your creative excitement? What's that thing that you're looking at that you say, man, that's hot. I like that. What's that for you? And that could be professional or personal.
So professionally, it's about the evolution of that social emotional piece, right? We know that mental health is different. We know that our students are coming in a little bit different socially, emotionally, problem solving wise, what they need to solve conflict, what they need to get through the day to day. So that's really been a big area of focus for me professionally. Personally, I love to travel and love to eat out. So I'm always searching for the next best restaurant. Like, where am I going to go eat this weekend?
Yeah, we'll get to the food because I'm a foodie myself.
All right.
Rebecca, you mentioned that about the social emotional, and you are Dr. Rebecca Seery. You actually got your doctorate in education leadership, but your dissertation was in social emotional experiences that lead toward academic success. So tell me a little bit about that topic and how that helps you as a building leader move your kids forward.
Yeah, so I did a lot of research on what factors, what classroom environment factors, and what instructional factors impact academic growth in students. I did my dissertation for grades K to 8. So I really looked at all levels, and most of that classroom environment, respect and rapport, the culture for learning, classroom routines, had really high impacts on student growth and student learning. So I shifted my focus when I was doing my dissertation to those factors and use that research to really create resources and tools and have conversations with teachers about what their classroom environment looked like and what, tools did they need to put in place, or what shift of culture did they need to make in that classroom to ensure that academic growth. And, while the instruction was really strong, right? We don't want to make content errors. We have to teach the content properly, and that's important. The students need to feel safe. They need to be able to take intellectual risk. They need to feel like they could ask questions, and the discussions are happening in that classroom to really, truly grow academically.
Yeah. Rebecca, in your opinion, is that an art or a science from the teacher's lens and to provide that environment that you're speaking of?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's an art and a science. I think you need to be creative, right? You need to have that excitement and that passion. You need to think on your feet. But there's, a science behind what that routine needs to look like and what that structure of the classroom needs to look like for you to be able to fit it all in a day.
Yeah. Rebecca, it's July, it's hiring time, right? Hopefully you don't have too many openings, but is that something you look for when you are hiring somebody? Do you ask a question about that?
I do. So I ask a lot of the standard questions, the typical questions, but I look for student-focused answers. I look for somebody who seems coachable. I look for somebody who has that enthusiasm. And one of my questions I always ask that gets everybody is, what would the students say about you at the end of the school year? If I asked them about your class, what would they tell me? And what would they thank you for? And it makes everybody stop in their tracks, and they really have to think about that answer. And you learn a lot about the candidate with those questions.
I like it. How about end of August, early September? Your staff is going to come back. They've been off 2 months. What's your message there? What is going to be your theme or greeting your staff members back? What's planned for that?
So I work with my administrative colleagues, and we try to find a video or a message, right, that really captures the essence of the year, what our focus of the year is going to be on. And we found this quote, I found this quote: behind every child who believes in themselves is a teacher who believed in them first. Right. And we're going to talk about those students who come in who maybe they lack self-confidence, maybe they lack self-esteem, or they've had a tough experience in the year prior, or the student comes to you and they're that challenging student, and the teacher before has said, listen, they're really challenging, they're really behavioral, they're really this. If you go in with that mindset that they're going to be a challenge, that's good information to have, but don't label them, right? We need them. It's a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start. Every year is a fresh start. We need to believe in our kids. We need to find what makes them tick and what we can do to make them the best version of themselves, and really just focusing on how do we move them forward to that next step, and how do we get them to believe in themselves? We have to believe in them.
Yeah. Great message there. And certainly I second that. How about you? You've been doing this a long time, 22 years, and going into 8 as principal. That's a long time. You're a veteran. How do you continue to stay fresh? And I can feel the excitement in your voice, talking with you. And that's nice to hear. How do you stay fresh?
So, the expression, like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. I surround myself with a lot of people who are high achievers, who want to keep growing, who want to keep learning. We all met earlier this week. We had a 9 a.m. meeting, all the principals gathered, and at 1 o'clock, we were still in that room talking to each other because we were just like researching and what we were going to do next. And we had snacks, and we were just building off of each other. So it's surrounding yourself with people who, have that passion and have that energy. And on the same token, taking a break and not working 24/7. That's something I had to learn early on in my career. Like, it's okay to take an hour for you and turn the phone over and don't look and don't read email, and do something for you. So it's that balance, but it's surrounding yourself with people who are rooting for you and have your back, and you're rooting for them and you have their back, and you work together to collaborate.
Nice. Well, hopefully some of those people are watching now. If you are watching live, say hello to Dr. Seery. Whether you're on the Jersey Shore or another part of the country, please jump in and say hello. Does that change during the school year, Rebecca? Shifting that you're busier, in terms of taking care of yourself? How do you continue to focus on taking care of yourself from September to June?
Definitely shifts. It definitely gets a little harder. I go to the gym, and I always say it's cheaper than therapy. And I leave my phone in the corner, turned over. I can't really see it for that hour. And I just take the hour for me. And after, it might mean I sit in the car for 10 minutes and try to just go through and make sure I didn't miss anything major. But, I learned a long time ago, you have to do something for yourself every day, and just take a little bit of time for yourself every day. And the gym is my place. So I just take that time to disconnect.
Yeah. I met Rebecca at the Texpo conference in Atlantic City. It was early, the last day of the conference. I knew there wouldn't be a lot of people there because people had left, or they were in Atlantic City, and it was early. I think it was 8 o'clock that was the start. And the first person that walked into a 3,000 seat room was Dr. Rebecca Seery, and she was there. She had her notes ready, and then so I walked over. I said hello. I complimented her that she was the first person, and here we are. So kudos to you for being there on the last day, for being early, and you looked ready. You looked ready to go. You didn't have that. I'm doing my email. Don't come near me. You were ready to kind of learn and be part of it. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that part of your professionalism? Are you always early like that? Is that something you always do?
Yes. If you're not 10 minutes early, you're late. I logged on to this early. I am an early person. I don't like walking in the room late. It stresses me out. So I'm always there a little bit early. Everything's always set up, ready to go in advance. It is who I am.
Yeah. She was on the link before me. I was like, oh man. But that's a great trait.
Sure it worked.
Yeah. And it's a great trait for you as a leader. You're modeling that, that skill doesn't take any talent, but you're modeling that for your students and your staff. So So good for you. Another thing to celebrate, Rebecca, Wemrock Brook, that's challenging to say. Wemrock Brook is a blue ribbon school based on student growth. Yeah, congratulations for that. When was that? And then tell me about, receiving that award and what did that mean for your school community?
It was 2021, so it was right after COVID. We were super excited to get it. I was shocked when the state called and said, like, hey, do you want to apply? You're eligible for this award. And you go through the application process and you can't tell a soul. So it's you and the superintendent working behind the scenes on this application and the committee of teachers who know you're working towards this, to basically document and show the state evidence that you do, in fact, deserve the award using your data. My husband's not in education. And I said to him, I think I won blue ribbon. And he didn't know what it meant. And I said, it's the Oscars of education, was like the only way I could really describe it to people who don't know. And it was such a amazing moment. We went to Washington, D.C. and received our award in person, which was really nice. Such a special moment to be surrounded by educators whose school won National Blue Ribbon. And then we came back and we had a party. I said to my PTA, we have to rock this. Wemrock rocks. We're going to rock this. We got a DJ. They set up in the front lobby when the kids came in. We got the staff shirts that said proud to be WB with the blue ribbon logo. And we had a DJ in the front lobby and we were just dancing and partying. We gave them all like blue ice cream. We themed it. We had blue pom-poms for everybody to celebrate like what a special moment and special accomplishment for not just me, but for the staff who work so hard every day to get that designation. So we're super proud of it. It was a really special moment for all of us to be recognized for all of our hard work.
Yeah, congratulations. Sounds like you nailed it. Give me some of the ingredients, Rebecca. Looking back, you've had a couple of years to digest that. There's educators that are watching this to say, hey, man, I want that for my school. Mm-hmm. What are the magic ingredients that you feel helped get you there?
So we won for student growth, like you said, because our students really grow. And it's not, do all of them pass the state test at the end of the year? No, I'm not going to sit here and say that every student passes the state test at the end of the year, but they all grow and they all showed growth. So I credit it to our RTI model, our intervention model, our problem-solving model, and really digging into the why. So I feel like it's super cliche to say, remember your why, and we tell the teachers to do it, and I do it too. But I look at why differently. I look at why is that student not achieving that standard? Why is that student not making growth? Why is that student not performing well on, let's say, topic tests for math? And we really dig into the why, and we have checklists we use and different documents we use and a problem solving team that come together every other week. And we look at that student and we say, okay, well, we tried math, they were struggling in math, let's say, and we thought it was their multiplication facts. And we really gave them this 6-week intervention in multiplication facts, but that didn't do it. Is there something more? And we'll look into language and we look into behavior and we look into focusing and we look into the social emotional piece. Are there changes at home that are happening? Attendance, every different factor that can be a factor on student achievement. And we try to pinpoint what intervention do we need to put in place to get that student over that hump. And I think we've gotten really good at pushing those kids forward and figuring out exactly what the deficit is and addressing that specific deficit. IXL is a huge piece of that for us. We use IXL to really troubleshoot a lot of our student deficits because it's so standards-based and we notice, okay, there's gaps here. Let's use IXL to try to fill some of those gaps in small group.
Nice. Rebecca, you said a lot of things there. I like that you defined it, right? This is going to be a 6-week intervention. So then you go back after that time frame and revisit?
Not after, we do it in the middle. So about 3 weeks in, we're going to collect that kid's data and see where they are. And then we're going to do it again at 6 weeks, because if at 3 weeks in, we're not seeing any growth, are we targeting the right thing? Do we need to go back and relook at it? And really, it's all of I call them the experts in the building. I sit with my math interventionist, my reading interventionist, my guidance counselor, my child study team, my ELL teacher, my speech and language pathologist, my assistant principal. And we all sit around a table and we just dissect the data over and over and over again.
That's awesome. And I'm happy to hear IXL is a part of that, like you said, and it gives you that ongoing data. And it also, not only the kid that's struggling, but also your kids that are high achieving, it can help move them ahead. How long you been using that tool?
We've used IXL for as long as I've been an administrator. So at
Wow.
least 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great that that's part of the work you're doing. And your background with your doctorate is certainly serving you in this process.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rebecca, what's that communication look like with the parent? You notice, whether the kid might have a reading deficiency or something. How do you gently, I was in high school, the 10th grader, the kid's failing, the parents heard this before, but if it's a third grader, that could be hard to hear. How do you communicate that to a parent?
Yeah, so I think, we have to have difficult conversations as school administrators, as teachers. You're having a difficult conversation. I think it's leading with empathy and leading with kindness and leading with a, very solution-focused approach. We've noticed that Andrew is struggling in math, and here's what we're going to do. And we don't have that conversation until we really have a plan in place of how we're going to address it. I don't want to call a parent and say, we've noticed a problem, but not have a solution on how we're going to address that deficiency, or I like to call it an area of opportunity, that area of opportunity to grow and continue to flourish. So we call the parent with a plan. If it's a, small deficit, tier 1 intervention type of situation, I have the teacher call the parent. Tier 2 or tier 3 is me. Tier 3, we actually invite the parents in to have a meeting with us because we say the gap has gotten to the point where we're concerned. And we ask the parent to come in and meet with me and the interventionist face to face. And we just sit down and have a very open conversation. What are you seeing at home? What can we do to help? And we just focus on the partnership of what we're going to do all together to help close that gap.
Yeah, I could tell you're good at your job, Dr. Seery. This is fantastic here. And it's great to hear that. And I love how you framed that area of opportunity, right? Deficit's a bad thing, right? This is, you're turning a bad thing into, hey, we have an area, an opportunity to grow here. That's when did you shift your mindset, and did you come up with that?
I did not come up with that. My husband actually had a job, and he came home and he's like, guess what they're making us say? Areas of opportunity. And I was like, I love that. And I stole it from him.
Outside experiences, creative opportunities, creative excitement. Yeah. You took that, but it's true. It really is true. You do have an opportunity to do something here, and good for you for taking that and running with it.
Thanks.
Yeah, cool. All right, now let's get to the serious stuff. We're talking all the school stuff. You're a foodie. You love restaurants. Let's start with the selection, right? Okay. Are you on the apps, checking the reviews? Are you driving by? Is it word of mouth? How do you make the selection of where you go?
All right, so I'm in New Jersey. You said that. So New Jersey Monthly creates once a year. They do the top 30 restaurants in New Jersey.
Oh,
that's my start. I use that as kind of inspiration, and then if somebody has a recommendation, obviously my friends all know, if you see my Instagram, it's a lot of restaurants. They'll be like, "Ooh, have you been here yet?" And I'll add it to my list. And I have a running list in my phone of places I want to try, from coffee shops to ice cream shops to sit down dinner. And we just kind of go through and see where we are in the area, how far away is it from us, and we go from there.
Reservations or no, you just rolling up?
Oh no, I have a reservation.
You're not waiting. They know Dr. Seery's coming. They want to get it right.
No, I just am like, I want to know I can get in. I'm driving there. I want to get there.
Okay. Appetizer, 2 entrees, 2 appetizers, 1 entree, 1 and 1. How are you breaking that down?
I'm an overeater and I'm an over orderer. So I want 2 appetizers, 2 entrees, 2 desserts. I want to try it all.
Wow.
Sometimes we'll do 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, 2 desserts. We're big sweet tooth people, me and my husband. So
really?
Always 2 desserts. Yep.
Well, yeah, I can tell you're at the gym every day though, because you don't look like you're an overeater. You're
Thank you.
Professional. Are you sharing with your husband? Is there a you trying his, he trying yours?
Yes. We're
You
trying
are.
each other's. I hate to share, especially if I like it. I've been known to like build a little barrier between the two of us on the table if I really like my food. But yes, we're tasting each other's. We're sharing each other's food. We're not walking out without at least a bite of each other's.
Are you cutting it in half and you're putting it on his plate, or you eat your half and then you switch plates?
We switch plates.
Nice. I love to share. I think because you get two experiences. You know, my
Yes.
wife is the best orderer. She's fantastic. Yeah. We're almost getting to it's one appetizer, one entree because we're trying not to overeat, you know.
Oof.
Um,
I just can't decide. I need to try everything I want.
do you have then, if you go out on a Friday night, is Saturday lunch? Are you having that or are you having it for Saturday dinner? The leftover.
It depends. It kind of depends. If I did like a late breakfast, then it's going to be dinner. It's flexible.
Friday and Saturday, or are you pretty much going out once a week?
Basically Saturdays.
Saturday night. That's your night.
Mm-hmm.
Early? You going for the early bird specials? No.
7. Like I'm not like a 10 o'clock at nighter, but like 7,
Okay.
6:30, 7.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And New Jersey, forget it. I mean, there's so many good restaurants there. Is there a type that you like? Is it Italian? Is it, you know, or you trying everything?
I'm trying everything. I'm not a big sushi person. So I'm not really like that. Love Mexican. But I will try anything once, I always say. So if it's a place to go, I will definitely go and try, and I could always find something to eat.
Now, the world we live in, reviews, Rebecca, are very, very big. If you have a good experience, are you leaving a review?
I'm not.
You're not.
I should. I know I should.
I'm gonna challenge you here on the show. A friend of mine, I had her on the show here, Anna Ray Corder. She said she started when she read a book. She started going on and leaving a positive review. She wanted to do that, and that led to a lot of things for her. And I started doing that, but then I started doing it at the restaurant, especially if we've had exceptional service. I'll say, you know, the waiter, Tim, was fantastic, and blah, 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 blah. Because it helps people. So
Yes.
it's a win-win situation. I don't do a negative one. If it's negative, I don't want to get involved with that. We live in the world of public criticism as administrators, but I'll challenge you to do it. It does make you feel good too, that you're helping a restaurant that you had a good experience.
Will do. Challenge accepted.
All right, very cool. In addition to restaurants, you know, you've visited 19 baseball stadiums here. Are you a baseball fan, or is this something you're going to with your husband just because he likes doing it? Are you a baseball fan?
So I like baseball. When we're talking about sports, is probably the one I understand the most. He grew up playing baseball as a child all through high school. So it kind of started organically. We're in New Jersey. There's a lot of ballparks right around us or within a couple hour driving. And then we were like, oh, this is kind of fun. So we started doing it. We're actually at 21 now. We hit 2 more over Memorial Day weekend. So we're at 21.
Whoa.
And it just really brings you to places that you wouldn't think to travel to be honest, cities that you wouldn't expect to go to. We get to explore the city while we're there, taking a fun baseball game, get to have a cool experience together. So we have a good time doing it.
Yeah. Do you get involved with the food at the stadiums? Is that part of the thing?
So I always try to find out, like, what should I eat while we're here? We'll do a little research beforehand. Like, what do I need to try at this ballpark? But I definitely try to find the city we're in, like good restaurants to go to, and like, what are they known for? Do they have a food that's like regionally their food that we have to go try?
Yeah.
And I have my little list and we check it off.
I'm excited. I'm taking my daughter to Wrigley this week.
Wrigley's amazing.
It's the best. Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to go for the deep dish pizza, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, very excited about that. So where'd you go Memorial Day weekend?
We did Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers in Arlington. They were both home that weekend, so we got 2 crossed off.
Yeah. How far is Arlington from Houston?
Like 4 hours.
Okay. So you stayed obviously in the other city then. Yeah.
We flew into Dallas, drove to Houston, then we actually stopped at Fort Worth for a day and then drove to Dallas. Dallas and Arlington are like 20 minutes apart.
Yeah, good for you. Very cool. So here, this is Education Leadership Beyond. What are you learning? I mean, what as a school leader, what are you learning from the restaurant experience? Because I find all of these things outside my life as an educator help me, and I'm always getting better. So what is the experience about being at a nice dinner? How can that translate into schools?
I think it's about, you said it earlier, it's about the service, right? The creating that experience, the attentiveness, but not too attentive. I think service makes or breaks a restaurant. Service makes or breaks that experience. It's the interaction with the people. Same thing at the ballpark. It's the interaction with the people. When we go back and talk about like our favorite ballparks, it's usually the interaction we have with somebody that makes us really like that ballpark when we dissect it. And I think about that when we interact with people day to day at school. When they see you at the parent drop-off line, are you smiling? Are you happy? Like, what are their first impressions of you? And, we're all busy. Everybody is crazed. We have 100 things going on sometimes as an administrator in a building, but that stopping to like give a child a high five or say hey and greet them by name. Like, that's the one thing parents always say to me. They're like, we can't believe you know everybody's name. And I'm like, that's my job. Like, what do you mean I wouldn't know their name? But that's always been a goal of mine, to know all of my students' names and be able to greet them by name. So I think it's just about that experience and that connection that you make with the students, the parents. And I think restaurants that do it well make that connection and make you feel like special.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And some of those waiters and waitresses, when they talk about the menu, they talk about the chef, right? They're carrying the banner for the restaurant. And we have our people who work in our schools that do that with parents, with other people. And I think that's great. So great comparison. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Rebecca, before we get to rapid fire, anything else you wanted to share that I didn't ask you about?
I don't think so. I think it's just key is collaboration. Like I said earlier, finding your tribe, working with one another, and creating the culture in your building. That collaboration is key. We all say like the best PD is the teacher down the hall. You can all learn from somebody. The veteran has their strengths, but so does that new teacher's coming in with enthusiasm and has something to share as well. And really like leveraging the talent you have within your four walls to make sure that everybody's learning from each other and that you have the structure built into your day for that collaboration. Like, you could say you want them to collaborate all they want, but if the structure is not there, it's can't really happen.
Great point there. Friends, Dr. Rebecca Seery from Manalapan, New Jersey, Wemrock Brook. That's a mouthful. Got to say it nice and slow on those phone calls.
Nice and slow.
This was great. Friends, if you're watching live, jump in and say hello. I love the enthusiasm, Rebecca, you had, the restaurants, the travel. I think it's great that we have passions outside of school. If you're doing school all the time and you don't have any other outside influences, I think that affects us negatively. And it's nice to hear you travel, you're doing things, to kind of create that excitement in your life. So good stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to rapid fire here.
Here we go.
Yeah. Let's go here. What happened here? I just got a notification. I want to hold on. Sorry. This thing just popped up on my screen. Oh, no. Sorry. All right. Hopefully that went away. All right. These are rapid fire. This is like Jersey traffic here. We're leaving the beach on a crowded Saturday afternoon. Last movie you saw?
Lilo and Stitch.
Last concert you went to?
Zac Brown Band.
Oh my God. It was incredible, right?
I love them. Oh, so fun.
What percentage of the songs could you sing along to?
90.
I love it. Last song you sang out loud in the car?
Pink Pony Club.
Okay. Your favorite?
You cannot sing it.
Your favorite dish?
Can I say ice cream? Is that
Really?
a dish?
That's a dish, sure.
Okay, love ice cream.
Is it so at a fancy restaurant? You getting ice cream afterwards?
No, but
No.
I still love it. What?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get something chocolatey, probably for dessert. Like I said, a big dessert person, so probably something chocolatey. If they have coffee ice cream or something with ice cream, definitely getting that. But I have a sweet tooth.
Do you eat more ice cream in the summer, or are you 12 months?
I'm 12 months. When I'm having a bad day, you'll find me at the ice cream shop.
In 2025, I have fill in the blank.
Oof. In 2025, I've let things go.
In 2025, I have stopped.
Holding on to things.
The yin and the yang. Yeah, good. You matched. What is your superpower? Besides being an amazing principal, what is your superpower?
I think I'm pretty intuitive in picking up on people's like moods and feelings and vibes. I'll say to my staff, like, I pick up on a lot. I don't act on it all and I don't address it all, but I can feel a lot of their energy. And same thing with a parent or kid. And I'm usually right that something was going on.
That's awesome. What's a pet peeve of yours?
Not taking accountability. We all make mistakes. Just say it. Say, I should have done that differently. I'm good with it. Just own it.
Best new administrator advice.
That it's okay to say, I don't know. Ask for help. Find your tribe. Call that tribe and find that one person, even if it's just one person that you can call that won't judge you, that you can say, listen, I think I messed up. Help me. And they're going to always pick up the phone for you. We all need that one person. But remember, every day is a fresh start. So you might have had like a really bad day, rough moment. You get a fresh start the next day.
I love it. I love it. Rebecca, I'll add to that again. I met you. I saw you there. You looked ready to engage. And here you are. And you were phenomenal here on the show. So
Thanks.
finding that podcast, finding that book, when you could learn from people like yourself, it's great. And you shared a lot of great stuff here today. So I would recommend that for all of our new administrators out there getting started in the field of school leadership. So the New Jersey Shore is fill in the blank.
Spectacular and not what you see on MTV.
Did you watch the show? Jersey
Of course
Shore?
I did. Come on. How could you not? I grew up
Did
in
you?
Jersey Shore.
I actually officiated a basketball game at Monmouth University on a Thursday. And I said to the personnel, I said, where is everybody? And he said, bro, do you know where you are? It's Thursday and the Jersey Shore is on.
Come on. Beat the clock Tuesdays. Come on. I grew up there.
One thing you're curious about.
Ooh, that's a hard one for me. I'm always like trying to learn more about things I don't know. You know how you all know those people who like you ask them a question, they know the answer. And I'm like, how do you know everything about everything? So I'm always trying to learn more about stuff I don't know. So right now my building's getting a roof and I keep asking questions. I'm like, what's that? What's that thing called? Because I'm learning about roofing right now.
I love it.
I want to know more about things I don't know.
That's a great trait there, Rebecca. Something about Rebecca Seery that people do not know about.
It's usually the ballpark thing, but I've been to 24 states. I don't think people know that I've been to as many places as I've been, but I've been to 24 states so far.
Wow. And are you going to get to all 50?
I think we will. Looking at the list, I feel like we will eventually get to all 50. I rarely go to the same place twice. So
the baseball stadium and the state thing is, do you have the map at the house with the thing? Yeah.
For the baseball stadiums, we do. I got that for my husband 1 year as a gift, not for the states, but for the baseball stadiums. We do.
Yeah. Well, and one helps the other because the different foods, right? The different cultures. It's nice. Yeah. Sure. Where's your next trip?
California. We're going to San Francisco, and then we're taking a road trip up to Yosemite and Sequoia National Park.
Are you going to a Giants game?
We are, and they're playing the Mets. So my husband's super excited as a Mets fan. He's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Let's go Mets. Yeah, there'll be a lot of Mets fans there, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're pretty fired up.
Go Mets. Enjoy that, Rebecca. I had a great time here. My face hurts from smiling. Great job. Bring us home with a quote. Do you have a quote that you'd like to share to end the show?
I do have a quote. It's a little long, but I'm going to read it. To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't: consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. That's Tom Brady.
Well said there. This is Dr. Rebecca Seery, Manalapan, New Jersey, Wemrock Brook Elementary.
There you go. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Rebecca. Thanks for getting some time here in the summer. I know it's your time, and Rebecca worked with me. We had to change the time of the show. She's been great, and you did a great job. Your school district's lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Cool. Well, you stay on the line a second. We are going to sign off. Leave Rebecca a positive comment in there. And Rebecca accepted the challenge to leave a positive review. I don't like beating people up on reviews and social media, that kind of stuff. But when it's good, they deserve that credit. So I appreciate that, Rebecca. Keep surviving and thriving. Enjoy that trip. And friends, enjoy your summer. Keep surviving and thriving, friends.